All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call halayim. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are for certain and are for sure the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the Bible. All right, so I got some more news on digital ID, man. Let's get into it, man. All right, everything is leading up to what? The mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of, which is the RFID microchip, man. All right, we're going to keep reporting on it, man. Why do you think everybody, is calling for digital ID, man? All right, because they're puppets that are carrying out the agenda of the elites. All right, which the agenda of the elites, all right, is to bring forth the new world order and have everyone enslaved on this planet Earth through their technology, which is the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast that the Bible speaks of, all right? But I have this article here from the People's Voice, all right? And the title of this article, it reads, EU declares non-compliant citizens who reject Bill Gates' digital ID, all right, will be banned from the internet, all right? See, and that's how it also is going to be, when the actual mark of the beast is implemented and ushered in and made mandatory under the punishment of death. That's how they're going to get people to force. That's how they're going to get people. That's how they're going to force people to get the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. They're going to make it sound convenient, and they're going to tell you, listen, you can't do nothing unless you get this chip, man. You can't buy or sell, like the scriptures say. All right, you can't buy or sell. You can't travel. You can't do nothing. You can't move around. Right? You can't use the internet. Right? Anything, man. And people like the zombies they are. Right? They're gonna willingly line up for it, man. All right, and get chipped. But the elect is not going to take the chip. The elect is not going to take the mark of the beast. See, this is also going into the famine of the word. Because the elect not taking the mark of the beast, what? Because right here, they're basically saying, if you don't take that mark, you won't be able to use the internet. And the elect is not going to take the mark. The true prophets and the true servants of the Lord are not going to take that mark. So guess what? They're not going to be on the internet, preaching this word no more. You're not going to be able to hear it. You see? That's the Lord shutting the mouth of the prophets up. All right? The only way you're going to hear it is them being on the highways and hedges, man. You see, this time is very nigh, man. The famine of the word, this hell, this chaos. People looking for answers during the time of this chaos, man. You see? All right, so it says EU declares non-compliant citizens who reject Bill Gates' digital ID will be banned from the internet. All right, so they're forcing people to take what? To get digital IDs, You see, it says the European Union is turning the internet into a permission-based system, all right, where ordinary citizens must surrender their digital identity to participate in modern society. And you got the sheeple, man. Like, yeah, okay, all right. They don't see what's going on. They don't know what's happening, right? They're falling for that stupid ass guys that the elites are coming with. Right? Oh, it's for protection of the children. Nah, man. Right? So it says European Commission. Let me read that again. It says European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen is fast tracking plans that will require every social media user to provide government approved digital ID just to log in. All right. What is sold as child protection will soon make verified digital identity the price of entry into online life. All right, the place where ordinary people work, socialize, shop, debate, and organize. All right, von der Leyen announced this week that the EU is actively pursuing a block-wide social media ban for minors. Right, I believe we must consider a social media delay, she said in Copenhagen. Depending on the results, we could come up with a legal proposal this summer. You see how fast things are moving? They're moving slowly, but they're moving fast. Talking about this summer, right? Come on, man. We ain't got too much time left. Yahweh Shai getting ready to crack that sky, man. All right, and Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Raptizah, I am of the elect, right? So it says she praised Australia's under 16 ban and pushed Europe to follow. All right, it says childhood and early adolescence are formative years, and I believe we should give our children more time to become resilient in this vulnerable phase. All right, France aims to block under 15s from September. All right, with Spain, Germany, Ireland, Denmark, Greece, Austria, and the Netherlands also advancing similar rules. All right, Britain is moving in the same direction. You see how fast things are moving? Talking about September, man. That's what? June, July, August, September, around 4 months, right? So it says, then you got a picture of Bill Gates and Ursula, right? It says Bill Gates meeting with Ursula von der Leyen, all right, following plans to roll out his digital ID systems in the European Union, which will restrict non-compliant citizens from accessing the internet. Come on, man. All right, it says the real target, which is everyone, right? Critics, yeah, right? You know, the scriptures say, Yahweh Shai said in Revelation 3:10, all right? For the hour temptation shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth, right? So it says critics point out the obvious flaw in the child safety, quote unquote, child safety framing, right? Platforms cannot verify age without verifying identity for all users. To protect minors, authorities will effectively force adults to upload official documents or connect through government-linked digital ID systems, all right, before they can post, comment, browse, or message. Yeah, right? So how you going to verify, because anybody could say they're this age, right? But to really know, you have to upload real documents, right? It says the EU has already developed an age verification app built on the controversial digital COVID certificate infrastructure, right? The same system many warned would pave the way for broader digital control. Brussels is promoting it aggressively despite privacy risk and technical problems, right? This will be enforced through the Digital Service Act, which threatens tech companies with fines of up to 6% of global revenue. All right. The outcome is clear. All right. Anonymous participation in digital society ends. Refuse to submit your papers, and you risk being locked out of the platforms that now shape public discourse, economic opportunity, and social connection. Right. From protection to permission. All right. While presented as a shield for children, the policy normalizes a future where the state decides who may participate in online society. It's all about control, right? It's quote unquote safety becomes the justification for mass digital identification and expanded surveillance. Yeah, it's a fake ass guise. It's a guise they're going through for complete control, right? It says several countries, include Poland and Estonia, are resisting full mandates over concerns about access to information and sovereignty. All right. Yet the commission shows no sign of backing down. Right. If enacted, this marks one of the most sweeping interventions into daily life in democratic Europe to stay informed, to engage in debate, to run a business, or simply to connect with others in the digital age. Europeans will first need to present their digital ID to the authorities. And this is what's getting ready to come upon all the earth. Right? This is happening now. All right. We warned you. All right. The true prophets and the true servants of who? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Right? Which are the Israelites of Great Millstone and the ones that teach in like manner. Because they're telling you the truth about the mark of the beast, which is the RFID microchip. The false prophets are going to tell you that the mark of the beast is not the RFID microchip. All right? The RFID microchip is for certain and for sure what the mark of the beast is. All right? It says the message is becoming unmistakable. All right, submit to the system or step out of society. Yeah, we're getting ready to head to a draconian society. All right, Revelation 12:12. All right, for the devil come upon you with great wrath. Talking about Esau, Edom, because he knoweth that he has but a short time. All right, the devil being Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, starting with the elite bankers. They know that their rulership of this planet Earth is coming to an end. They know that Yahweh Shai is coming back to take them down from the rulership of this planet Earth, because they see the prophets being risen up in these last days, which is prophecy. Because they know the prophecies in the scriptures. They see the prophets out here, man, prophesying their downfall. All right, so he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. You see, pop off with this martial law and famine and chaos and civil war, creating all types of ruckus, man, and chaos, order ab chaos, man. Right? So I just want to bring this to you, man. All right, in the spirit of and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, rock desire this lesson is or was edifying. All right. On to the next one. Shalom.